The April 2024 trilateral military exercises between the United States, Japan, and the Philippines underscored this internationalization trend. These coordinated drills carried an explicit message about ensuring that all countries are free to fly, sail, and operate wherever international law allows. Diplomatic language veiling the intention of demonstrating unified opposition to Chinese territorial claims. South Korea remains a cautious player on this maritime chessboard, carefully avoiding actions that might antagonize China. When a South Korean destroyer sought refuge from a typhoon in the Paracel Islands in 2018, Seoul quickly issued clarifications that the vessel's presence did not represent any challenge to Chinese territorial claims, illustrating how carefully nations navigate these geopolitically charged waters. China has responded by asserting greater control through domestic legislation with international implications. Its 2021 Coast Guard law, reinforced by 2024 amendments, authorizes maritime forces to seize foreign vessels entering what China considers its territorial waters and to detain crews for up to 60 days. The law permits China's Coast Guard to take coercive action against foreign military vessels violating Chinese domestic law, creating a legal framework for potential armed confrontations with foreign navies. The United States maintains its Freedom of Navigation program as a joint initiative between the Defense and State Departments. These operations prevent countries from establishing new maritime claims or forcing others to accept existing unlawful ones. By transiting disputed areas, naval units ensure no precedent is set that the international community has accepted illegitimate territorial assertions. While major powers maneuver naval assets across this maritime chessboard, smaller regional nations form their own strategic partnerships. In 2023, Vietnam and the Philippines, both facing Chinese encroachment, formalized agreements to deepen defense cooperation and enhance collaboration on maritime security. These arrangements demonstrate how territorial disputes create new security alignments that further complicate the geopolitical landscape. The multilateralization extends beyond military dimensions. International legal forums have become another battlefield, with the 2016 Permanent Court of Arbitration ruling against China's 9-line claims representing a significant legal victory for the Philippines. While China rejected this ruling, it remains a powerful diplomatic tool for smaller nations seeking international support against Beijing's maritime assertions. Energy security adds another dimension to these international entanglements. With approximately 9 million barrels of crude oil and condensate flowing through the South China Sea to China daily in 2023, the maritime disputes directly impact global energy markets. Any military confrontation risking these vital shipping lanes would trigger immediate responses from economies worldwide. The most dangerous aspect of great power involvement is how it transforms localized incidents into potential international flashpoints. When Chinese Coast Guard vessels spray Filipino supply boats with water cannons near Second Thomas Shoal, the calculation extends beyond bilateral tensions. Defense ministers in Washington, Tokyo, and European capitals must immediately assess potential responses. Local maritime boundaries have evolved from geographic technicalities into potential triggers for great power confrontation. This internationalization creates both constraints and escalation risks. China must consider potential multilateral responses when asserting claims aggressively. However, with more nations involved, miscalculations or incidents at sea could spiral into broader conflicts with global implications. The risk magnifies when competing domestic political pressures drive decision-making. Nationalist sentiments often demand tough responses to perceived provocations, limiting diplomatic flexibility. As we look ahead, the future of these territorial disputes hinges on a critical choice: cooperation or apathy. Particularly in Africa, Bertol may remain in limbo as Sudan's civil war diverts attention from border issues. Meanwhile, the South China Sea faces growing militarization with international naval deployments challenging China's expansive claims. Climate change transforms these disputes, especially on the rapidly melting Siachen Glacier. Will nations choose diplomacy or conflict as resources grow scarcer and environments change? These contested territories reveal how historical accidents and competition shape our world. What price will global security pay if we fail to resolve these tensions peacefully?